y'all doing?
Watching a movie. Watching the movies.
What you watching?
Whatever she picks. Maddie.
Maddie? Is it on YouTube or Netflix?
Netflix.
Netflix?
Netflix.
What you eating?
Pepperoni.
Pepperonis? You got a mouthful, girl. Well, what do y'all think about this is day 2 being iced in?
Good.
You like it, June? What about Char Char?
I wish I would much more prefer to be at school.
Much more prefer to be at school. I know. Look at those cute little feet. Alright, well, I'm going to be signing books and helping Dad, okay?
Okay.
Alright, love you. Ew.
No.
Gross. Okay, love y'all. You better quit eating Tito's food. That is the cat's food. No, ma'am. So it is day 3 of being iced in. When it gets cold like this, we bring Lily in, and the first thing she does is goes and eats all the cat's food. And the kids get mad because that's their chore, is to feed the cat. I'm rummaging through some markers here. Nathan brought me a stack of books that I need to sign. So you can still buy my book on Amazon and it will get directly shipped. But on our website, we are offering signed copies, and it's been really fun. I was watching an Instagram live the other night, and it was with a girl who I've followed for several years now. And she just released, I think maybe her 3rd book, but definitely like her most, like, it was a passion-packed book. And I watched her do this live signing on Instagram, and I was sitting here watching her sign her books, and I was feeling so inspired by her, and I thought, how cool, like, look what she has accomplished at her age. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a business owner, she's a well-known author, and here she is just like signing her books. And then I thought, Jill, you're a wife, you're a mother, you're a business owner, you're a published author, and like, you were just signing your books. And it was this like major sink-in moment for me of like, oh my gosh, like, I did this thing, this like really hard, really challenging thing that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to see through the end. I did, and it's so special. And so signing these books, for you guys, it might just be a signed copy of the Tiny But Mighty Farm, but for me, it just represents so much. And it was just such a sweet, sweet, special moment. So let's sign these, take them downstairs, see what Nate's up to. I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna carry my camera and these books down to Nathan, but if I'm anything, I'm stubborn. And I'm gonna find a way to do it all. So I'm gonna put my phone in my pocket, grab my water bottle, these books. We're gonna head downstairs, see what Nathan's up to. All right, let's do this. I also have an interview I have an interview tonight with a radio show. I've been doing a lot of podcast interviews, a lot of recorded interviews that have been turned into articles. So I did some for an In Her Garden magazine, for Modern Farmer, which I've been following them for years. So that was one of those really cool things when they reached out and wanted to do a piece on me for the Modern Farmer. I was just like, oh my gosh, I've followed you guys for years. What an honor. And then tonight, it is a radio station in Jersey that I'm doing it for, and so I know I need to get some of this stuff done so that I can read through the questions and be prepared. Certainly the first radio show I've ever done, and sometimes I get really like jumbled with my words when it comes to like public speaking. So you all just say a little prayer for me that I can get through this. I don't totally butcher everything. I know that the more I do it, I'll get more comfortable, but these are things like I'm used to hanging out with you guys, which is just like hanging out with me and the camera and the family. And then when I get in front of other people, sometimes I like stutter and I mumble, but behind every good business owner, I'm convinced, is someone who is really bad at public speaking. I've learned this about me and several of my other entrepreneur friends, and so I know I'm not in it alone, but hopefully I can just get through the interview later tonight. So Nathan has totally taken over the shop, and I think we've mentioned that to you guys. He's doing all the fulfillments, but with that, he has also decided to start ordering product and making executive decisions without me. And
about you?
No, without me. You've
No.
been making executive decisions regarding product for the shop without me. And usually what happens is we'll get all these shipments in from UPS, and he'll come, and the first thing he says is, "Don't be mad, but." So you guys know the shop's kind of been like my baby, really, and I spend hours upon hours reading through artisan and crafters emails for collaborations, going on Fair and finding USA made handcrafted products and messaging people, like finding products for the shop because of how we kind of have set up our shop with wanting to work with small artisans and crafters and small business owners. It is no easy feat. I mean, it takes me forever. And so I think he knew that that was a stressor, and so he decided he would just start ordering stuff for me and ask for forgiveness later. And y'all, I have been super impressed with, like, you've done good. You've ordered, so the latest thing that he ordered are these fantastic tea towels. Grab the poppy. So these are bigger, but it's echinacea, zinnia, and a poppy, which I thought were super fun. And then you ordered some other ones too, yeah? From a different company?
Yeah.
We got these little, are these linen? They're cotton, 100% cotton.
100% cotton.
And they're from Paper Farm Press. Look at y'all. In the comments, give Nathan some love. I know he doesn't get enough love. But there hasn't been anything that you've bought that I was like, oh my God.
The only thing that worried me about these is these are a much larger tea towel than we normally carry, and the price was higher, and so I was like, oh.
Can I have one? Can we take one out of inventory?
Well, we need to make
sure they're not sold.
Yeah, so.
Hopefully by the time you guys see these videos, we still have some of these in stock. If not, Nathan will be doing a reorder. I can open one and show y'all.
Check this out. I'm proud of these.
I mean, these are stunning. Y'all, these are so pretty.
And I don't know if you guys know anything about Swedish dishcloths, but they are the most amazing tool to wash dishes with.
He was really proud about this order too. He like busted it open in the parking lot.
Look at all these new designs.
Oh my gosh, don't put that up your nose, okay? Oh, those are cute.
I was excited.
He's been real excited. So one of the launches that I am most excited, you did great. The tea towels, the Swedish dishcloths, he's been ordering like water keeper sets, and just, you've done good. I've been very, very impressed. And I said, don't worry, I'm not gonna be mad. You just do what you think is best, and I trust your executive decision. But one thing I'm excited about, our friend Ron, who makes all of our sourdough spatulas and our bench scrapers, I gave him a project. I'm like, listen, I want to launch this new section of the shop. I want a sourdough bread knife, so you know the ones with the handles and the long blade, just smooth as butter. We have this really pretty small butter knife that we use daily. I wanted that, and then I wanted a walnut salt cellar. And it's just a really cool oblong cellar that has a lid on a dowel, a swivel top. And I wanted a sourdough spatula and a walnut. I've really come to love this deep, rich wood. And so he is in the process of making us a few of those, and I talked to Nathan this morning, and I guess in a couple of weeks we will have all of them. We did want to launch them all at the same time. Why I have not bought a bread knife for myself before now, I have no idea, because it is such a game changer when it comes to cutting bread. I took a video and posted on Instagram I'm gonna find that video and insert it for you guys because I think this is gonna be a game changer.
It's amazing.
If you're a sourdough person. All right, you guys, we are testing out a product. We've got a lot of new products coming to the shop. We test them all. This is a bread knife made by our friend Ron. Nathan's about to give it a go.
All right, let's see if this sucker works. Oh my gosh.
Oh my, it's like butter, babe.
Like butter. Oh my goodness.
So I tend to be a really messy bread cutter, and so I'll have crumbs all over the counter, all over the floor. I usually always forget to clean up after myself. So this was just like this mess-free, really great option. I'm super pumped to share with you guys. So stay tuned. It'll go out in a newsletter if you're not signed up for our newsletter yet. I'll put a link down below. We send out newsletters twice a week. One's just an informative what's going on, and the other one's an update on products that we have, speaking engagements that we're doing, and just some fun discount stuff. Do I need to sign some more books?
Yes. How many did you sign here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Yeah, you need to sign 9 more.
How many more books do we have?
That's it.
You guys, so Nathan and Jeremy placed bets on the day that we released signed copies, and they were just texting back and forth. Jeremy does all of our web development. He is a saint. He lives in North Carolina. They have a fun little homestead. But they were taking bets on like how many signed copies we would sell. And I was just like, you guys, like, I really appreciate you hyping me up and all, but I mean, we've sold quite a few pre-orders on Amazon. And so I knew that most of my core audience had already tagged me in things or had posted, you know, that their book's coming. And so I was just like, I really don't think that we're gonna sell a lot of these. And that's okay. You know, we wanna have them on hand when we go to speaking engagements. I've got all of my speaking engagements booked for the year, all of our book signings. And so I knew we'd want them on hand anyways. And I tell y'all what, like...
We ordered 100.
We've ordered 100.
And we've sold 100 in a week. Like, we're out of books.
You guys.
We might have like 2 on the website right now.
This blows me away. I could have never in a million years imagined this. Like, writing the book was just such a huge accomplishment. And then having people buy the book and say how much they've loved the book, but then have people who've already bought the book still buying a signed copy from me. That's special. Like, that means something, you know? And so we are telling you guys that if you are ordering a signed copy, you can put in the notes specifically who you want it to go to. If you want it, you know, more than just, I'm doing just a saying in all the books. But if you do put it in the notes, I will, you know, address it specifically to whomever. This is, you know, it does take me a little bit of a time to do it, but what an honor, right? And so I will gladly sign books every day. Nathan leaves me a stack on my desk and says I need these by the end of the day to ship out. And he already had to buy me another set of Sharpies, so that's a good problem to have. Oh, I say all that to say, you guys are stinking awesome. Like, never in a million years could I imagine this life.
Thank you for the feedback. I mean, all the feedback on the book has been fantastic.
Yeah, so. And I actually want to talk to you guys about that because, you know, you guys you're our OG family. I feel like all the nitty gritty you guys know before, like, Instagram or anything like that. We just kind of share everything with you guys. And I hope I might get in trouble. I don't even know if I'm allowed to, like, tell you guys this, but I guess ask for forgiveness later. Take a note out of Nathan's book. Okay, so we are a small scale efficient farm, right? And since moving really to our property now, have you been able to implement those really efficient systems and grow like a professional, y'all? I feel like we're growing at a professional scale. And I wanted to put so much information in here. But the truth is that majority of my audience are small backyard gardeners who are just beginning or who maybe have only been doing it for a few years. And so when writing the book, I wanted to go into a lot of technique. I wanted to go into a lot of detail, but, you know, going back and forth with the publishers and the editor, it was really just like, hey, you know, who is your mass broad audience? We really need to cater the book to those. And then that doesn't mean that potentially we can't do something a little more in depth. And so I have gotten some feedback that, hey, this is a great book for beginners and intermediates, but I wish I had more of your systems. I wish I had, you know, more charts, more spreadsheets. And I get it. I get it. It's really hard when you're writing a book to appeal. The more specific and niche down you get, the smaller that your audience is. And when you sign a contract and you've agreed to something, like, I feel so proud of this book and what's in it, and there are good systems and there are good charts and good spreadsheets, but I want an entire workbook of charts, systems, trellising, spaces to jot down. Like, I have such a big vision for those of you who want to take this even further. And I have pitched this idea, you guys. I've pitched this idea, and they have given me a lofty goal to hit, and so we are going to rally around and create a campaign around this. And you guys, I guess, are getting first dibs, but they want me to have sold X amount of copies on Amazon to prove that I can still sell the book after it's been published, because what I'm wanting to do is so niche specific. Of just, I mean, it's a workbook, right? I mean, there's charts, it is just like the nitty gritty, the things that I highlight in here, I want the workbook to be super in-depth about. And so, we're not there yet. I haven't even figured out in my mind a campaign around this, but I just want to let you guys know who maybe have bought the book, you're like, man, I wish that, you know, there was more in-depth about X, Y, or Z. I'm working on it, y'all. I am determined to see this come to pass and do what is necessary, because I do feel like it's valuable information that will be helpful to so many gardeners, and especially those gardeners who are wanting to bring in profit from their small farms. So there's a little behind the scenes.
We're about a sixth of the way doing the math.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of being limited on what I say because I didn't get approval to tell you guys that, so I'm not sure if I can, but it's a lofty goal. It is a lofty goal. But if I'm anything, we know I'm a dreamer. So, and also too, I just feel really confident in, if this is meant to be, then all the things will align. And so I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to work my butt off to reach the goal, you know. If someone tells me you have to do this, part of me is that rebel that's like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do this. You're going to give me a crazy number. I'm going to hit that.
That is the absolute truth.
Yeah, it's the truth. All right. Do you have a minute to pause for a second?
Sure, boss.
Y'all, I hate when he says that. Hate it. So we do want to talk to you guys. I'm like giving you guys a lot of secrets today. That was a secret I wasn't planning on sharing. So I do have one other thing that we want to talk to you all about today on the vlog. So we're gonna take a break for a second, head over to the fireplace, and have a little chit chat. Ooh, look at that fire. We're gonna be roasting here in a second.
Yeah.
It's so hot down here.
You could have let me know you were gonna put me on camera. I would have fixed my hair. A little bedhead going on.
Little bedhead going on. It's ice day. This is the first time I've taken a shower in 4 days. There's some real life behind the scenes. And the only reason why I did is because I was fearful that our pipes were gonna freeze. We were gonna be without water. And I thought, well, today's your chance because you really can't go any longer than 4 days. And if the pipes freeze, you're in Barney Rubble trouble. All right, so something I want to talk to you guys about. I've kind of briefed Nathan a little on this, but you know, so many of you guys have followed our journey through the years, really. I mean, since when we got started, as we've grown our family, as we've grown our business and our farm, to Nathan coming home. I mean, just everything. We share so much of our life with you guys because you're such a huge supporter in what we do. You're a supporter, you're an encourager, and it's just really uplifting to know that we have people all around the world cheering us on, praying for our family, linking arms in those hard times. And so I know some people, you know, might say you overshare and you don't have to, and we don't overshare out of obligation. It really is a joy, and you guys, you encourage us a lot. You know, we're busy. We work a lot stewarding our business and our family, And sometimes the only encouragement we get is, you know, reading comments. We don't get to hang out with friends near as often as we wish we could. We don't get to travel near as much for like just personal reasons, you know. And so I just want you guys to know that we share never out of obligation, but because we truly care about you guys. And we really appreciate all your input and encouragement that you guys give us. So with that being said, we are kind of rallying the troops, if you will, and asking for some pretty specific prayer requests. So back in the summer, I guess, I had an emergency surgery, and I had an ovary and what turned out to be a tumor removed. Very, very unexpected. Totally knocked me on my butt. When you are just go, 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 hustle, hustle, and something like this happens, it just totally throws you. And I'm not a slowed pace kind of person, so it really threw me for a loop. But you know, after doing a follow-up with the doctor and having labs drawn, we were under the understanding that I am now normal and everything's fine.
Boy, were they wrong.
I've never been normal, y'all. But yeah, I have been dealing with a lot of health issues, and unfortunately these health issues have continued, and with that decrease in my health have come all of these other spin-offs of health issues. So I have spoke with the functional medicine doctor. I have my first appointment in 2 weeks. They have me signed up with a thyroid specialist. They believe all of the things that I am experiencing is still thyroid related, and we cannot get to the root of the problem. And you guys, it is debilitating when you are not yourself, when something is off and you don't know what it is. I've always been really in tune with my body and what's going on, and I try to explain it to Nathan, and it's just like something's not right, but everyone keeps telling me I'm fine, but like I know something's off. That's a very unsettling feeling. And last week I had some crazy thing. I'm not really sure what's going on, but like my whole body is starting to like break out in hives and rashes, literally from like my scalp down to like my legs and everywhere in between. It is super intense. So I've given up certain things, gluten and dairy, trying to pinpoint if those things are having an effect on that. And it has gotten better, but I can't really pinpoint what's going on to identify some of these issues. So I am hopeful that with the functional medicine doctor, you have to at least agree to 3 months worth of treatment to really find the root of the problem. And so I'm hopeful that we'll figure out what is going on, what's causing these reactions, what's causing all of these issues that I've been dealing with. But with that being said, I don't really know, you know, what the next few months looks like for me. I'm not sure the protocol they're gonna put me on. I'm not sure what's required. So one, I'm asking for prayers that you guys would just pray that the functional medicine practitioners can really identify what's going on, and I can feel well again and like myself again. And that if it is my thyroid, we can, you know, to work on treating that. And also just be patient with me in the next few months as I'm still trying to fix this and then navigate content creation and all the other things that come with that. So just wanted to give you a little health update, some concerns. I think it really is just concerning because we have no idea what's going on.
And the reason, you know, I don't know if I should say this or not, but the reason you're going to a functional medical specialist is because all the doctors that, you know, just keep telling her she's normal and we can put you on a pill, and you know, that's not finding the root of the problem. And so that's why we're at where we're at.
Being on a medication, I mean, these rashes, I'll insert some photos here. I mean, it was intense. And so Nathan went to a pharmacist. They had me on oral and topical, and just being on that for 3 days, y'all, ruined my gut, you know. And there's so many different, I understand some people have to be on medications. We're certainly not hating on that, but for us, I don't want you to just put me on some sort of medication just to numb a problem. Like, I want to find the solution to this and figure the healthiest, most holistic option. And also too, it's just like we work so hard to eat fermented foods and like take care of ourselves, to grow organically, you know, take all of our probiotics and our supplements, and just like 3 days being on something, having not, you know, used to having that in my system, has completely wrecked me. You know, the functional medicine doctor right now has me on a high protein diet, which I'm trying to figure out, because you guys know I've been plant-based for the last 2 years. And so I've been trying to eat more grass-fed, organic meat as best as I can. We're really just trying to do everything while we figure out. I've had some phone appointments, but we start our treatment, I think it's the 13th. So if you guys will just keep us in your prayers, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, gotta get you back healthy.
Get me back healthy. Trust me, when mom is not healthy, like nothing's right. Like, it's just mentally draining. I think that's been the biggest thing, is I'm mentally exhausted, not knowing what's wrong, constantly questioning my body. We're hopeful, but we wanted to keep you guys in on the loops and hopes that y'all would just link arms with us during this journey, and hope we can find some answers.
I think we will.
I think we will too.
Yep.
It's gonna be good. All right, tell them bye, Nate. I'm headed upstairs.
Bye, guys. I gotta get back to work.
You better not say a single thing about a boss or a slave driver. Oh my gosh, he's ridiculous. All right, Junie, let's go. Go upstairs. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It is always such a joy just to share our life with you, the day in, the day out, as we are growing our small business. It is literally just the coolest thing getting to do this every day. So thank you all for hanging out. I'll talk to you soon.